revisit it here, but we have some news that is going to pertain to a lot of the particulars in and around not only this race, but coming up in the Pennsylvania Derby and some other Grade 1 and strong Grade 2s leading into the Breeders' Cup World Championships to be held at Churchill Downs, the home of the Kentucky Derby. So, first of all, Victor Espinoza, who of course has won the Derby and Preakness 3 times, War Emblem, California Chrome, and then finally winning the Triple Crown with American Pharoah. Sustained an injury a few weeks ago. He is still on the mend. So, you know, hopefully a speedy recovery to the 2017 Hall of Fame inductee. So there's some news on Victor. You know, for the most part, he's pretty stable, but it's going to be a few weeks before he can really get back into the rhythm of being a top race rider. Speaking of riders, Drayden Van Dyke, who I, sung praises to after his brilliant ride on Instilled Regard when he finished 4th in the Kentucky Derby, the man who rode Justify in his very first race to start the story and was taken off of him for Mike Smith, which eliminated his opportunity to be kind of the Stevie Cawthon, kind of the freckle-faced kid that could win a Triple Crown, not only a Kentucky Derby but a Triple Crown. Drayden Van Dyke, is recovered from that. If there were any psychological bruises from that by being taken off by Bob Baffert, he certainly hasn't shown it. Number one, chief among, simply primarily because he's ridden very well, and he's actually one of Bob Baffert's top riders. Just that business move was made in terms of just one individual, that being Justify, but he is one of Bob Baffert's top guys, and he's shown no worse for the wear or any ill effects from being taken off of Justify. I think he understood it was business. He is, as I said before, done very well in being in the good graces of not only Bob Baffert but other trainers. Ran and rode extremely well with all the trouble that Instilled Regard had. Showed the patience of an experienced, seasoned veteran. Rode one of the better 4th place finishes, or better, one of the best races you could ask for in a rider in defeat in a race of the caliber of the Kentucky Derby on that big of a stage. Well, this past Sunday, he won 7 of the 10 races on the Del Mar card, and he, of course, matched Victor Espinoza's record back in 2006, which is the tie-in to Victor. He won 7 races, and he won differing with 5 different trainers, winning with Neighborhood Bully, Quebec, Triple Shot, Tantara, Catapult, winning the Del Mar Mile, Grade 2 for John Sadler. He also won the previous race with Tantara, also trained by Sadler. And then the last 2 he wins with Policy and a horse by the name of Ohio, trained by Mark, both of those trained by Mike McCarthy, to round out the Magnificent 7. And I use that terminology because Frankie Dettori won 7 races at one of the major tracks in Europe back in the day when he burst on the scene from Italy to become one of the world's greatest race riders. And a video was made, or it was deemed as the Magnificent 7. And so, I call Drayden Van Dyke's accomplishment, winning 7 out of 10 races, kind of the 7 wonders of the world, out where the surf meets the turf. And I'm very happy that he's having this kind of meteoric rise in his career, and he is going to get a chance to ride in the Kentucky Derby again. And it wouldn't surprise me if Bob Baffert says, you know what, you're going to get the call on one of my better horses. And so any lack of confidence that he had in him, or if it was more of a rotational situation that Mike Smith rides certain horses, he's going to get his chance to step into the spotlight, and he already has when winning these 7 races. So congratulations to him.